shop small, right? I mean, yeah, get those unique gifts that they're not expecting under the tree.
I like the gifts with a story behind it,
Yes.
a reason, someone you're helping out by buying it. You know, that goes beyond just that one gift.
And we're fortunate to have a lot of those vendors on our CW show out in the back lot, so we invite you to watch that after this show here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Wednesday. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Ramport. We have so much local talent, right? So we can support them. Check it out. We have some high clouds hanging around. This is our east-facing camera. That sunrise, it's so slow to get here. 6:39 in the morning, so we still have 38 minutes to go, but who's counting, right? We will have some high clouds, so it could make for a really pretty start to the day. Taking a look at that satellite imagery, and you see a lot of the South County area. That's where you're mostly covered in clouds. Any type of rain, it's further to the south over Baja, and we are watching another system that's expected to get here late tonight. Could just bring us some light mist to start, but I'll time it out for you because it will leave us with a wet day tomorrow. Quick check of traffic here, and I do want to let you know a stalled car on the 805 northbound. This is right at the 15, already causing some backup, so we'll monitor that throughout the morning.
This morning, more than a dozen people are hurt following a rollover crash in Far East County. It happened along Interstate 8 near Buckman Springs Road around 6 o'clock yesterday evening. CAL FIRE tells us a pickup truck carrying multiple people rolled over while trying to get away from Border Patrol. According to officials, 3 of the people are seriously hurt. New this morning, Pfizer says a booster shot of their COVID vaccine provides protection against the Omicron variant. Yeah, Pfizer is saying these 3 doses of its vaccine actually neutralized the new variant. This comes after a new small study out of South Africa. It showed the Omicron variant dulls the power of Pfizer's vaccine. Experts are still trying to figure out if an all-new vaccine is needed because of Omicron, but Pfizer is already working on an Omicron-specific vaccine and the hopes to have it available by March. Right now, data suggests this variant causes milder symptoms. San Diego County's COVID-19 state of emergency will continue, that official term they've been using. The County Board of Supervisors voted 3-2 to extend this order, with Supervisors Joel Anderson and Jim Desmond against it. Public Health Officer Dr. Wilma Wooten said the county is still facing high case rates driven by the Delta variant. She added that while the Omicron variant has not been found here in San Diego yet, she believes it's only a matter of time. And now this morning, we are following another twist in the case of missing South Bay mother Maya Miliete. This time it involves the fight over the custody of Maya and Larry Miliete's 3 children. Her husband remains in jail, charged with his wife's murder. And News 8's Evan Ronnie live outside the Hall of Justice here with the latest on this. Good morning.
Good morning, and while Larry Miliete has been in jail facing those murder charges, those 3 Miliete children have been with Larry's parents. Now, there was a temporary guardianship hearing that was in place, but the judge chose not to place those kids with Maya Miliete's sister and disrupt their situation currently. They're currently with Larry's parents, but that permanent guardianship hearing is coming up in January, and that's when it will come down to whether or not Larry's parents or Maya Miliete's sister's family will have that permanent custody of those 3 kids. Now, in the meantime, Larry Miliete on Monday, earlier this week, filed a motion to nominate his parents for permanent guardianship. That would mean that those 2 parents would have that permanent guardianship of those 3 kids, but this all comes just about 11 months following the disappearance of Maya Miliete.
It's a conservative decision on the part of the court, but the court has to be conservative here. You know, maintaining stability for the children is what the court is initially after, as well as assuring their safety.
And that's what was said after Larry Miliete's parents were given that temporary guardianship. My sister has already filed her own petition seeking permanent guardianship. The probate judge kept the kids with Larry's parents since it's where they had been already in the meantime, but ordered visitation with Maya's side of the family once a week. The new filings include an explanation of why Larry's parents would be good guardians. Maya's family said in court papers that Larry's parents are unfit as guardians. Now, a couple dates to keep in mind. On Thursday of next week, Larry Miliete will be in court for a preliminary examination readiness hearing. The petition for guardianship hearing is set now for January 19th, and that's when we'll find out who will receive permanent custody of those 3 kids. Now, Mary Chris, the sister of Maya Miliete, as well as her husband, that couple that had filed for permanent guardianship and also for temporary guardianship, do have visitation rights to those 3 kids. So those 3 kids usually end up with Mary Chris and her husband Richard on on the weekends, which was originally the time that was scheduled for those search parties to go out and look for Maya Miliete. Because of this, a lot of those dates have been postponed or at least switched to different dates to go and search for Maya that are not now set for weekend dates. If you want a list of those, you can go to their Facebook page. That Help Find Maya Facebook page continues to look for Maya, but because Maya Miliete's sister and brother-in-law were originally leading those efforts and now have those weekend visitation rights, they've changed those dates in large part because of those visitation rights. And again, January 19th will be the date that we find out about permanent guardianship of those 3 Miliete children. Outside of the Hall of Justice, I'm Evan Irani, News 8.
Evan, thank you. Short-term vacation rentals, a hot topic around town, right? And new rules are now coming to one South Bay community.
News 8's Chris Groh joining us live in Chula Vista to explain the plan that the City Council just approved. Good morning, Chris.
Yeah, good morning. It was a late vote, and it is a vote that was postponed. But for those that own short-term vacation rentals, they did make sure that their voices were heard during public comment. Take a listen.
I care about my neighbors as much as I care about the neighbors next to my home. They have our phone number.
Yeah, and we did hear from a lot of owners of short-term vacation rentals. Remember, this was, again, something that was supposed to be voted on just a short time ago, but it got postponed till December. A really anticipated vote. How would Chula Vista start to go ahead and regulate these short-term vacation rentals? More than 200 of them existing here in this city's area. And what they did end up voting on was a resolution for an ordinance that would put in a fine system, a system to try to make sure that bad actors essentially went ahead and penalized, and those who were good owners, good short-term vacation rental owners, that they would be rewarded. And for those who are the repeat offenders, they're going to be facing fines from $100 to $5,000, and then the potential loss of their permit to operate that short-term vacation rental, which again is needed in order to list your property. So we heard from a number of owners of properties within the city of Chula Vista, and the one thing that they said was they don't just look at this as a means of income. They do also like the idea that they're showing off Chula Vista and encouraging tourism, which is why they wanted to come to somewhat of a compromise here with the city.
Short-term rentals are part of a healthy ecosystem when it comes to vacation areas, and we have a large bayfront project that is going to attract a lot of attention. That's large corporations from outside of state. We welcome them. We want the investment, but local residents should also be able to take part in the success of Chula Vista and its growth.
And if you'd like to read a little bit more about what the city is doing with short-term vacation rentals, just go to our website, CBS8.com, and click on that story link. Eric Annetta.
Chris, thank you. And new this morning, Padres superstar Fernando Tatis Jr. is recovering from a minor accident. It involved a motorcycle over the weekend in the Dominican Republic. Reports are Tatis was taken to the hospital but only had minor scrapes. He resumed normal activities yesterday. Now, the team is not able to comment on Tatis or any of the other players because of the ongoing lockout. It's tough to get information on the players with this whole lockout thing.
Man,
yeah.
And I was going to say, Tatis, you're precious. Don't get on a motorcycle and get in an accident.
He should be in a Humvee at all times.
Yeah, like a bubble, okay?
Protect our investment.
No. I mean, you know, he's having fun, I guess. It's off season right now.
Right.
But yeah, glad it was just minor. Obviously, we want them to be safe. We want everyone to be safe, which is why I want to fill you in on what's going on with the rain. If you have a motorcycle, you know, tomorrow may not be the best day to take that to work or to school or wherever you need to go. Our rain chances, they're going to arrive late tonight, really light at this time tomorrow, but then throughout the day it'll start to build up on us. Here's a view of Cardiff right now, and you can see some of those higher clouds, and we do have a little bit of marine layer activity. I don't think it's causing any fog, though. Most of our cameras are showing that your visibility is fine, so not necessarily dealing with that. San Miguel's view, it all got really clear here. A lot of the cloud coverage now moving further south, crossing the border as we speak. 49 degrees in El Cajon, 48 in Poway right now, 46 in Escondido. Let's take you over the next few hours so you can plan your day here. We will see mostly sunny skies for most of today all across San Diego. Mainly that high cloud coverage is moving along. So by 10 a.m. sunshine, but 61 degrees. So it will be a cooler than normal kind of day, mid 60s for the warmest time of our day. That's mainly along the coast, but even inland, not much of a change as you see. We're all pretty much going to hang right there in the mid 60s. 68 for El Cajon. That's one of our warmer spots. 57 Julian. 77 in Borrego. As you can tell, it's not going to be that much warmer, but it will feel warmer than yesterday at least. And no rain today. Today's our dry day, so you can prepare for what's to come. Any remnants of the system that came through really just causing the same thing it did for us in Mexico right now, a really, really light, minimal kind of action. But we are looking at a bigger one that's coming through late tonight. So it looks like a wave coming into California. I'll time that out coming up here in your full forecast. For now, let's get you caught up on traffic here. And a couple of things I do want to show you because it is slowing you down a little bit. As I zoom in here on the 805, this is that spot that, look at all this backup. I mean, barely a crawl. So this, it says the number 4 lane is blocked, a stalled car at the 805, and this looks like the 94, but it's, oh, excuse me, it's right there where the 805 and the 15 coming together. Trying to get my bearings here. So here you go, right where that happens. It's usually busy in the next hour or so, but it's already very busy right now. So the red indicates, 5-mile-an-hour speeds. It's really slow going. So if that's part of your route, you may want to try to hop off and get onto the 15 instead of taking the 805. Oh, this accident just got cleared off of Shadow Road. Looking at North County, the 5, the 15, all of that looks nice and smooth. No incidents to report there, and drive times are normal.